simultaneous equations 2. So what you'll notice different about these equations is that the coefficients of S and E are all different. So I need to add in an extra step when trying to solve these. So let's solve them. Step 1, label. Step 2, multiply one of the equations so that the letters, the coefficients of one of the letters are the same for both equations. So I'm going to multiply equation 2 by 4. So let's do that. 3s times 4 is 12s. Negative e times 4 is negative 4e. And 1 times 4 is 4. So now you'll notice that I've got a positive 4e and a negative 4e. So now I can add them together and it will eliminate the e's. Let's just write out equation 1 again and add them up. 12s add 5s is 17s. 4e, negative 4e add 4e disappears. It's been eliminated as we'd want. 4 times 13 is 17. 17s equals 17. Divide by 17, we get s equals 1. So we're now up to step 5. Sub answer into the other equation. So let's sub that into equation 2. So s equals 1. So that's going to be 3s, so 3 times 1 minus e is equal to 1. So that's 3 take away e is equal to 1. So let's take away 3 from both sides, and I'm left with minus e is equal to minus 2. Times everything by negative 1, we get e equals 2. Now let's check that they are correct. So let's put e equals 2 and s equals 1 into the equation I haven't used, and that's equation 1. So it's going to be 5s, so 5 times 1, plus 4e, so 4 times 2. It's going to be 5 plus 8, so that is 13, which is what I was looking for. So lastly, just write out my answer, so I know that e equals 2 and s equals 1. So let's do this a second example here. So we've got equation 1 and equation 2. Now, we've labelled them. So multiply one equation so the coefficients of one of the letters are the same for both equations. So I've got here a 3f and negative f. So let's multiply the second one by 3. So we would have, if I call this sort of 2 dash, we'd have 6p minus 3f is equal to negative 9. Let's write 1 underneath that, so 4p plus 3f is equal to 14. Now let's add them. 6p plus 4p is 10p. Negative 3f plus 3f is 0f, so it's been eliminated. Negative 9 plus 14 is 5. Divide both sides by 10, we get p is equal to a half. That's great. So we've now done the first 4 steps. So let's sub p equals half into one of the equations. So I'm going to do that into equation 2. So p into 2. So if we've got up here, let's just change pen. So here's equation 2. So I'm going to have 2 times half, because that's what p is. Take away f is equal to negative 3. Tidy that up. 2 times a half is 1. 1 take away f is equal to negative 3. Let's change pen again. Take away 1 to both sides. We're going to be left with negative f is equal to negative 4. Now I need to get rid of that negative in front of the f. Remember that's a negative 1, so I can divide both sides by negative 1, and I'm going to get f is equal to 4. Okay. Last thing we need to do is to check that we've got this right. So I'm going to write out equation 1 again, and I'm going to substitute in my numbers for both of them to see if they work. So p in this case is a half, so 4 times a half. Plus 3 times f, well f is 4. So we've got 4 times a half is 2, plus 3 times 4, that's 12, and 2 plus 12 is 14. So therefore we've got the answers of f equals 4 and p equals a half.